clean your heart, the heart develops rust. That rust is quicker than any other rust you can have. It becomes attached to things it's not supposed to be attached to a level that it's not supposed to be attached to. You might say, I'm attached to my children, I'm attached to my business, I'm attached. No problem, on condition that that attachment can be detached if Allah wants. You can lose everything. That's what Allah says. Just bear that in mind. It's us and our mercy that's giving it to you at a proportion that we've decided. So keep on praying. We do things in order to help you to keep that heart clean. That's what Allah says. We do things to you. We give you sickness in order for you to keep your heart clean. We give you loss in order for you to keep your heart clean. We take away so many things from you in order to keep your heart clean. It softens up. When it softens up, it becomes clean. You know, hard man, strong man, suddenly one thing after the other, and then he starts making dua to Allah. He didn't used to do that before. It's such a good sign. So the cleaning of the heart or the cleansing of the heart is absolutely important for a believer. My brothers and sisters, the diseases that we are affected by today, sometimes they're not picked up. A man looks healthy, suddenly he's had a heart attack. The same applies. We look religious and pious, suddenly spiritually dead. When you get too used to committing a sin, your heart becomes dead. When you get too attached to something, your heart becomes dead. So you need a check. How does that check happen? In many ways. One of them, to have good company. Remember this. I tell the young boys and girls of today, who go out sometimes to study or various other places, they say, please give us some advice. I'm going to study at this university. I'll be out for 4 or 5 years in China, for example. Reality, they ask you, now, what are you going to tell a child? You're going to have to give him a whole lecture because he's going for 4 years. You're going to have to give him all the probabilities, possibilities, sometimes 7 years, depending on what they're studying. Rather than all of that, tell them, look, my son, do yourself one favor. Keep the company of those who are far better than you religiously. That's all I'm asking you. There's nothing else you need to say. Make sure your friends are people who are better than you religiously. Full stop. Nothing else. Why? Because that is all encompassing. It is in the Quran and the Sunnah. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu ittaqullaha wa kunu ma'as sadiqeen. O you who believe, fear Allah. Be conscious of Allah. And be with those who are truthful to Allah. That's all. So if you want the consciousness and you are with those who are truthful, it will help you develop and maintain and perhaps push on to a higher level. The minute you have people who are lower than you in company, one of two things happen. Either you are strong enough to help them and you are the one whom they are looking up to emulate and to follow, or it's the other way around in most cases. You have 10 young men, all of them on drugs and going to the clubs, for example. All of them drinking, all of them having bad habits. And you're the only one. And you say, don't worry. They're in good company. They will be in good company, but for how long? If you're not seeing an improvement in their lives, trust me, you're in bad company. You're in bad company. Before you know it, you'll say, no, let me just go once, you know. And then someone says, what were you doing in the club? You say, hey, you're a mu'min. Don't you know, you mustn't have a dirty heart. Dirty hearts jump to conclusions. You need to not jump to conclusions. I just went there to see so that I can help them, guide them. Inshallah, now I know exactly what they get up to. That's the first step. That's the way they want to trap you. Shaitan wants to trap you. So, a good heart, yes, all of us need to know that the best of hearts, the clean heart is a heart that looks for excuses for someone else. You see someone walking out of a nightclub, a good heart, the first impression will be, you know what? I think this young man went in there to take the others out. That's a good heart, mashallah. Unless you see them obviously not even able to walk, then you might want to think, no, they went in there by mistake. Someone must have spiked their Coca-Cola, you know. May Allah forgive us. When you think, sometimes you need to think also with a bit of evidence. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all. But something not affecting you, something that you are not connected to, something that does not concern you, do not jump to dirty conclusions. Jump to a clean conclusion. Jumping to dirty conclusions is the sign of a dirty heart. Jumping to good conclusions is the sign of a good heart.